I saw, in general, a gap, and I was trying to understand what it was all about. First of all, I'm the daughter of an artist, who, with a lot of luck, has had an amazing career in Morocco, so quite established, but still with a lot of difficulty and barriers, to get a very, I want to say, visible international career. So I think the response of building 154 was definitely a lesson learned from my father career. It was basically in response of the lack of representation of artists from the continent and from the diaspora on the international market.
And a lot of people who I speak into, they're like, how do I go from corporate to something creative? How did you go from working in finance to this, and what was it that you saw that was like, you know what, I found something and I'm going to chase it?
But I'm extremely, extremely privileged to have been able to work in this corporate environment because it took me to Africa. So I think my professional career being this regional sales, person, for this big corporate company covering Middle East and Africa was a real eye-opener for my life, for who I was, to my roots, like in general. I definitely think that a platform, has different portfolio of things to offer, for artists, for galleries. And I think it's definitely something for me that I want to see that is not just a 4 days event, It has to be a year-long program where there's activations, there's definitely education, there's, programming that is engaging, not only the collector part of things, but the artists and the people who are interested in engaging with artists from Africa and the African diaspora. But I definitely think that the main thing is having a portfolio of services, that will provide services to first the artists, because they are the content of this thing and of this machine, and then obviously to galleries, that I think they're still going to be useful because they still gather people. And I think with us being such a flexible platform, because we had to be a flexible platform, it is also something that we are thinking all the time, is how do you still stay relevant, for the artists, for the galleries, you have a lot of work that are being sold, in exactly the price range that we are contributing, to the global stage. But it is really about, how is the future, is being, it's being set up for us.